Hi everyone, this week is Parsha Shoftim, and we learn about a Jewish king. A Jewish king may not have too many horses, too many wives, or too much money. The Torah tells us that if you have too many horses, the king might return down to Egypt to pick up more horses. And after all, God took us out of Egypt. God does not want us to return to Egypt. Too many wives, the Torah tells us, will turn the king's heart away from his service of Hashem. He'll become distracted, so he has to avoid that. And finally, not to have too much money. But the Torah doesn't tell us what's the downside of having too much money. So we look at the Gemara in Sanhedrin, 21b, tells us the king should have enough money to pay his soldiers, his servants, and to further the good and welfare, spiritual and physical, of the Jewish people. So that makes a lot of sense. But anything past that, he's supposed to avoid. Now, Rabbi Drelich tells us it could be that if a king has excess wealth, he may forget to rely on Hashem and forget his position as a role model of a God-fearing Jew. And he'll rely more on his money than on God. That's Rabbi Drelich. The Ibn Ezra tells us it's also a way to safeguard the Jewish people from being overly taxed. If the king is only concerned about amassing great wealth, he's going to take it out on who? He'll pass it on to the consumer, onto his subjects. Rav Hirsch says something very simple. He said the adjective ma'od is added to the idea of wealth. That wealth needs to have a purpose. Wealth for wealth's sake doesn't serve any purpose. God decides on every Rosh Hashanah what our bank account's going to look like. And the question for us is, what do we do with that bank account? So we put food on our table, we put a roof over our heads, we put clothes on our back, we educate our children, and then hopefully we do good things with it. And we continue good things with it by sharing it with others. Our synagogues, charities, our schools, those in need. My friend, again, I want to thank him, Rabbi Dr. Ginner Rothstein, who said to me, you see, even a king has a budget. And so my blessing to all of you as we get ready for Rosh Hashanah in the next few weeks, to think about what other good we can do with the money that we've been blessed with. And maybe push ourselves a little bit more so that when God judges us on the days of awe and decides what our bank accounts are going to look like next year, we could say to God, you know what? That money that you gave us, that wealth, we put it to good use. We didn't just amass it to see how many zeros come after the first number. Anyway, I want to wish everybody Shabbat Shalom. If you like what you hear, pass it on.